Yo, it's Sass. Coming to you live from my living room couch. I am just slightly over 3 weeks on testosterone. Intramuscular injections, 25 milligrams. This most recent time, I had a little lesson on how to self-inject. Excuse me. I'm very sleepy. It's been a whack time. But I had a little lesson. I kind of got up to the edge. I filled the syringe myself and learned how to do all the little things. And I was like, okay, injection, 3, 2, 1. And my body was like, no, that's a needle. Don't do it. So I didn't get to inject myself or plunge the testosterone into my leg. But I know how, and I've got some like tools. Now I can practice with some like, I don't know, kitchen oil and fruits, practice injecting so that I can work my way up to doing self-injections, because that's really what I want to do. And so far, in terms of physical changes, I'm definitely horny, baby, all of the time. Pretty consistent, just sort of always pretty much there. I'm hungry all the time also, and my hunger cues are unsuppressible, and I didn't really understand how much I was suppressing my hunger cues before, but I was, and now if I try, they don't go away. They just, like, maybe they'll dampen and then they immediately come back like 2 to 5 minutes after they've gone. So I can't really not be hungry unless I eat, which is a very good thing. But also if I do somehow suppress the hunger long enough so that it's not really a cue anymore, it just turns into immediate rage. And then I'm so hangry I can't even do anything. So I'm eating a lot more, which is really phenomenal because I love food. And also my body obviously needs it because I'm a growing boy now. Yeah, I've already got some long chin hairs that I've had for quite a while. You can kind of see me yanking on them. Kind of hard to see in this light, but they're getting longer. And there's a couple new ones from new sites that have popped up. My mustache, you can't see it in this light, but I've always sort of just grown it. Not always, but in the last couple of years I have. And the one side is starting to get darker. So I've got this kind of like lopsided little stash coming in, which is exciting. Excuse me. I feel more in my body than I've ever felt before. And the dysphoria is like there's still my chest. And I know I want to get rid of my chest. If anything, testosterone's made me confident that I do know exactly what I need. And I know exactly what I want for my body, and my body knows what it needs. Top surgery is one of those things. I know it. I knew with testosterone, too, it's just my brain was a little wishy-washy and other influences, a wishy-washy fear, wishy-washy, blah. But as soon as I got that first injection, I was like, wow, now I feel stable. And there's that stability, despite all the life chaos, has been consistent since. And I haven't lost that. And I know I'm not going to, because I'm like, this is what I needed right now. This is what I need right now for this season of my life, however long it is. Testosterone, this is what I need. And fuck yeah, I knew that. Somehow, some part of me knew that. So now that I have it, it's like, well, duh. I know what I need. I'm the only one who can know what I need. Really, because I live in my body. So I'm very proud of myself. In other news, here's the thing about getting really into your body. You can't ignore stuff anymore. And there were a couple things that I had been suppressing. Some intuition stuff that I'd been suppressing that I didn't really realize I'd been suppressing. The two biggest examples, really primary examples, and they're huge. My home, I live in an apartment building, and I felt bad about living here for quite some time now. It's just like something's off. Like every time they put up a new note or message in the hallway, or we get something slipped under it, I'm just rage. Just, oh my God, like like these people, rah, like, and inexplicably so, like there was no real practical, concrete reason to feel that angsty about the building that I live in or the management, but I have been, and I've just the location and being in a city and all these things, I just felt like, this is not right. And then in the last couple of weeks, shit's hit the fan. And, like, really, really hit the fan, and I feel unsafe in my home. And, like, you know, I'm pretty sure it's the management. I don't know who else it would be, who else would have keys, but, like, they come in here when my partner and I aren't here. They've tried to come in when he has been home, and, like, we've heard the chain go, and I had this incident, or this 4 incidents that I wrote down. One super dramatic, and my partner really injured himself, and that was unfortunate, blessing in disguise, but I won't get into that because that's his life. But like, I sent this off to the management company of the whole place, and now things are just worse because the management company doesn't care, because we're on an old lease that's been grandfathered down. We're not paying nearly as much as some of the other people in the building, or what's at par where I live in terms of rent. And I really believe they're trying to kick us out, and they're trying to take advantage of the fact that I'm also 23 and I don't really know all my renting rights, and, like, you know, but I don't want to be pushed around, and, like, I don't want to be taken advantage of, and I'm really triggered with all that shit, because I'm like, no, I'm a person, treat me like a fucking person, like, don't treat me like a kid, or I'll act like one. I don't want to have to act like one, because I don't feel good acting like a kid. But I just feel so unstable and unsteady and unsafe in my home, and it's been really hard. And the other area is work, and I'm a barista. I've been primarily barista for like 8 years, pretty much of my life, and it was my first real workforce job when I was a teenager, before I understood my neurodivergence or my queerness or any of these things. And sorry, my phone's blowing up with people I love right now, so I'm a little distracted. I learned a social script and how to do a job really well, and I've really stuck with that, and that's really supported me, and I've always been able to find work because there's always coffee that needs to be baristaed. But in the last couple of months, I've actually begun to develop an allergy to coffee. Which is, first of all, hilarious. Second of all, fucking crazy. Like, I'm a barista. Like, this is what I do. I'm a coffee roaster. I roast the beans at my work. And it started off sort of like mild allergy symptoms. And I was trying to be really curious about, okay, what is this? Like, what's causing all of this stuff? And I've narrowed it down, and I'm like, I know it's coffee. Like, my eczema breaks the fuck out. Like, the other roaster was roasting the other day, and I was working and just smelling the fumes and having it all airborne. Like, my eczema exploded, and I got sneezy, and my throat swells up. I haven't had a cup of coffee in like 3 or 4 weeks because I can't, because it's immediate acid reflux. I feel nauseous and anxious, and my nose drips, my throat swells, and my skin breaks out. Like I'm allergic to my workplace. Working around it, like when I get a good whiff of coffee, headache. Instant headache, sneezy, snuffly, gross. Like, and it's been so hard to accept these realities in my life because there's already so much change, and like, I knew that going through a physical transition would bring about more change in my life, but like, it's happening. Like, I can't ignore this shit anymore. Like, living where I'm living, working where I'm working is not where I'm meant to be anymore. And that's so fucking hard. And I'm angry and I'm sad, and I've been like skirting my depression lately because it's coming back, because I'm so overwhelmed by all of these things. And it's really, really hard right now. And I didn't know it was going to be this hard. But it's really, really hard. I'm very emotional. And sometimes I feel really alone. And sad and angry and frustrated. And, you know, and my body's adjusting to these hormones still too. So it's like, it's just a lot. But I know this is the right decision for me. I know these things have to change. I'm not going to live here forever. I'm not going to have to deal with this constant harassment and unsafety in my home forever. And I'm not going to work at this place forever. I'm not going to work with coffee forever. I'm not going to be allergic to my workplace forever. But right now it feels like forever, or it has. And these transition points in life are really hard. They're just hard. And so for anyone who's experiencing big life transitions, or trans transitions, or hormones, or top surgery, or even just socially coming out, or I don't know, anything. Like, any change is death. Because it has to be. Something has to die in order for something new to be born. And that's change. That's the cycle of change. Every single time something changes, something dies so that something can be born. And you can't create that newness without that oldness dying. And you have to mourn that, and you have to let it go, and you have to trust. And I think that's what I've been struggling with the most, is this trust piece. Because when you feel like so much of your identity and your life and your routine and your comforts and everything are wrapped up in this old way of living, but you know you have to change, and you know that stuff has to die and fall away. Like the grip gets tighter. Like, my grip is so tight on work and my home because I don't know anything else right now. That's all I've known for a long time now. And it's destabilizing to think that everything's going to have to change soon. And that I don't know where I'm going to land yet. I don't have anything planned out. And I can't plan it all out. I want to just bam, 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 like urgent. I want to know where I'm going to be. I want to know that I'm going to be safe. I want to know that I'm going to have income. I want to know that I'm going to be stable. But I can't know what all of that's going to look like. I just have to take one step at a time, one day at a time, and lean on the people in my life who love me. And I just literally have to surrender to the universe and trust that, like, life finds a way, to quote Jurassic Park, to quote Jeff Goldblum in Jurassic Park. Life finds a way. And this is life, so it's gonna find a way. I'm a life. You're a life. We're gonna find our way. Okay? You and me. And everybody else. And in the meantime, I'm going to try and be creative. I'm going to sleep. I'm going to eat really good food. I'm going to, take a bath. Eventually. I keep telling myself I'm going to take a bath, and I don't. But I really want to take a bath. I had a shower this morning. Woke up so depressed. Didn't know how I was going to do the day. I woke up this morning, and I took a half an hour in the shower. And, like, a hot shower. And, like, I don't take long... I don't take long, luxurious showers. But today, I got in the shower, and it felt good. And I was like, this is the best I've felt in a couple of days now. And I need to stay here as long as it feels good. And so I did. And it was amazing. And I'm glad I did. So next time you find yourself doing something little, maybe it's big, doesn't matter what it is. But if you find yourself feeling like, oh, I actually feel really good right now doing this. Like, my body feels good. I feel safe. I feel grounded. I feel like I can exist. I feel like I'm able to embody myself. Next time you feel like that, can you extend it just a little bit longer? Can you sit in that pleasure, in that safety, in that place with yourself just a little bit longer than you maybe normally would? just to allow yourself to feel good. Because it's the little things. It's super cliche and very cheesy, and even though I'm lactose intolerant, I do love cheese, and I will always love cheese. And it's the little things. So, I love y'all, and just my very best. You're killing it. Bye.